Corrections officers give our cameras a tour of the Tutwiler Prison for Women in Wetumpka. Good evening, I'm Sherry Jackson.
And I'm Trent Butler. This is a peek inside the maximum security prison meant to show how the state is responding to complaints about sexual abuse and also harassment. WIAT 42 News' Mike McClanahan spent the day behind the bars. He joins us in the studio. Mike.
Some of those complaints came from the U.S. Department of Justice in January in a letter to the governor. The State Department of Corrections is changing policies and upgrading prison facilities. Their goal is to increase privacy and reduce the potential for abuse, but it won't happen overnight. State Department of Corrections Commissioner Kim Thomas says the planned privacy upgrades include shower curtains, but right now they're only in one of the women's dorms.
Those shower curtains and those privacy panels are relatively new, and we want to make sure that those go in all the facilities.
Also, with respect to privacy,
we've changed practice with respect to when we count. So we stop showering 15 minutes before any count is performed.
For security and for accountability, the prison is installing cameras and mirrors throughout Tutwiler, according to Thomas. He says previously they were only in a few parts of the facility, but they plan to have the installation finished by July 15th of this year. In January, the U.S. Department of Justice found that prisoners were afraid to report sexual abuse and that officers weren't properly disciplined for substantiated abuse.
We know that there's been a fair amount of criticism in the past about the investigative process, and we want to clean those up.
Thomas says the prison is aggressively educating and training staff about the Prison Rape Elimination Act. As for the shortage of female officers,
we have specific posts. We keep a female officer on required. We are recruiting female officers. We don't have enough right now.
The commissioner says they aren't finished making positive changes. The DOJ said the current leadership has been fully cooperative. We still don't know what the prisoners think about the changes. We were not allowed to interview any prisoners during our partial tour of the facilities today. In the studio, Mike McClanahan, WIAT 42 News, coverage you can count on.